Hello, everybody. Live.
You can't expect your team to manage work with this. With Monday.com's flexible management system, however,
Hello, everybody. Can you hear my voice? There's a lag again. Jesus, I don't know how to sit there right. Well, anyways, if you guys answer me just yes, and then I'm going to just start, even though there's a lag. So when I type, Well, I'm not talking about the clarity of the voice, so no lags. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so if I say something, you can hear it right now, right? Or maybe there is. Anyways, so let's go again to our session. Hold on, let me just ask the team just for the last time. Right, let's go. Okay, so today, thank you everybody for coming here. We are going to do data validation today. So I told you guys we are going to do conditional formatting for 3 days. But when I was reviewing the materials, I realized that actually is not so necessary. So today we are going to do data validation. Now let me talk to you about what exactly is data validation, okay? Oh, by the way, as we always do, as for training anytime, invest in your own skills and always remember progress is progress no matter how small. If you know the right target and you know even if you go there very slowly, you will get there eventually. So and you cannot just work hard. If you just work hard, you are going to waste your time. You have to work hard at the same time. You have to make sure that you have the right skill to do it. You cannot build a building by your hands. You have when you want to build a building, you need a construction skill. So just like that, Excel, in a way, is like that. Don't try to do it in a very dumb way. Work smart, work efficient. Anyways, speaking of which, let's go without any further introduction. Okay, so we are going to do data validation. And what data validation is basically you are telling Excel that only certain preset values can be inserted into the cell. Otherwise, error message will pop up. That's what data validation means, which means basically you're telling the Excel to validate this specific data before you start working on it, before you can show it. And we are going to use this background data. I'm sure everybody remembers this, right? Yeah. So we use this data as our as a way to learn the conditional formatting. Okay, we had two lessons on those. Now I'm going to add one more line here, uh, in which we are going to use data validation, and this is going to look like this. We are going to do this, and what we are going to do is, and what data validation will do for us is, when we, for example, we have all these KOLs, let's just say, and then we want to put the name of that KOL's main channel, and let's just say we want to put YouTube, okay, and you can choose Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram from here. Okay, but let's just say we put something else. For example, MySpace, and then the Excel is going to show us an error message. So it says, please input from the drop down list. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Okay, now another thing, I didn't say this, but in the data validation, but another function, of course there are many functions, but there are only two functions there are only three functions I want to show you, is so you can do the drop down like I showed you, you can do the error message like I showed you, okay, and we can do information of each cell. So what I mean by that is if I press this, it's going to show me it's going to show me that in this thing you can put the memo. Maybe you guys remember that we can do something like this. We can insert the memo, okay, like this. Like GJ Lee, main channel, la la la. Okay, let's just say we do that. So what if I put the memo like that? Then if I put the cursor over it, then the Excel shows us the memo automatically. But if we use data validation, what it can do is instead of putting the cursor just over it, it's going to show us the information in a much more neat and clean way, in a much more organized way. You can see like it looks like that. So all I have to do is if I just put the cursor one by one, if I press that, if my cursor is on top of that, it's not going to do it. But if my activated cell moves around, then it's going to show me the information like that. Yeah. So let's, I didn't put anything for here, but viewer rating, it says viewer rating is what, and what, if you cannot see it. Let me know if you cannot see the screen too well, okay? Yeah. And on the LAFS rating, you can see LAFS rating, LAFS internal rating is what, likes, la la la, la la la, la 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 la. Yeah, we good? Okay, so this is what we are going to learn. This is how we are going to learn how to make a table that's going to look like this, okay? All right, I think everybody ready? So, any questions before I actually move on to the example? You have some example, no? What's the purpose of this? Well, that's a very difficult question. What's the purpose of this? Okay, so what's the purpose of this? You mean this thing, this data validation. Like, so you mean I is your question like what's the application of this? Okay. No, okay, so here, okay, actually, but that's actually very important question. So what's the purpose of this? So all the Excel training we do, okay, the purpose is everything we do is so that you guys know that okay, there is a function in Excel that I did not know how to use. And when you work in the industry, not just in insurance, when you work in any kinds of professional setting, what you will realize is that you will have to make some reports using Excel. It's inevitable. It's going to happen one time. Yep. And then later on, eventually, for example, if I be more practical about your situation, um, what you might need to see is something like this. Okay. So maybe in this case, maybe we can do something like TV Care 1. Okay. There is TV Care 2, and there is Elite Care. Okay. From P1. Okay. And all the way to P4. So when that happens, what's going to happen for example, for you, when you make a some kind of Excel table, You want to have a column that talks about only preset values, right? Just for the example of insurance products. Okay, and in those cases, this is what you want to do. Using This is what you would use. This is where you would apply this data validation for your kinds of work. I see. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, okay, but of course, we made a example using KOL. So let me just go back again. What was it? Yeah. Okay. Um, so let's now you would see that in here it's changed again. Anyways, let's go to the example and I'll show you how to make all of this and how to make all of this. Basically, ABC. Information of each cell, how do you do that? And drop down and setting the sources like this and error messages. If I press something wrong, you know, your error message like that. How do we do all that? Okay, so let's go to our example. Let's copy and paste this. Actually, we are going to just copy that. Now let's okay, damn. Okay. Okay. Everything is deleted now. Okay. I want to make a main channel here. At the same time, I'm going to show actually sorry. Let's start with A first. So information of each cell. How do we show that? Okay, so I go here. I press whatever the cell I want to put the information note, whatever that is, and then I go to data. Well, I'm sorry. I think the screen is too small for you. But on top of this, there is data, and in Korean it says data 요청 검사. But what you will see in your English version Excel is it's going to say data validation. Okay, so go to data, go to data validation. I press that and you are going to see three of them. I'm going to go through others, but I'm just press on this one, the first one. Okay, data validation. Press that, and the first screen you will see is a screen that looks like this. So setting. So what are you trying to set and all that? But as I told you, we are going to do the information first. So forget this. This is one I'm going to do on the second part. So let's go to the first part, A part. So it's going to say maybe it's going to say information or something like that. Yeah. Uh, Maybe if you have time in between, you should go and check your own Excel and see that there's a first one, a first tab, second tab is the second tab. It's going to say something like information message or something like that, or explanation message or something like that. Okay, so in this cell, what I want to do, I have to put the title first, and in this case, I'm going to put the title of my memo or of my message, viewers rating. So viewers. So, and then I put my rest of my explanation. This is where we show the viewers rating. It is uh, the rating is calculated using following factors. One, likes on the KL's channel. Two, viewers comments. Three, whatever, something like that. Mhm. And let's just say I did that and I press OK. And then now you can see that if I press that cell, I have uh, the very clean way of showing, oh, okay, what this is, this about viewers rating. This is what we do. This is especially important and very useful, especially when you're making some kind of Excel data sets or where you want your viewer to input certain stuff. So your viewer will be is wondering, okay, so what the hell is viewers rating? And then they press that, and then they can see whatever the viewer rating stands for. And also for the last rating, just do two more examples. Okay, so let's use this one. Let's use a trend. Okay, so for the trend, I want to put so I'm going to do the same. So I press that cell, go here, press it, go to the second tab, which it will say something like explanation or information message. Go to the title, and then I press uh, trend, and then trend shows if the KOL's uh, number of likes has increased or decreased. It's decreased. Okay. Trend shows uh, uh, KOL's number of likes shows it has increased or decreased. Okay, and you can also see that okay. Let's do the last example on this information of each cell. Main channel. I go to the data validation one more time. Data. So once again, go here. Data. Data validation, and I go to the second tab. Now I'm going to do main channel. Um, mm, this cell shows the KOLs channel like that. And I click that, and you can see that the information of the cell is automatically shown. So that's that. Now let's go to B, drop down and setting source. Okay. So now we are going to make this part where we are where we want to have a set of values uh, preset values that we want to show, and we want to make sure that only those are shown. Okay. Um, before we do that, before we set this drop down cell, what we have to do, we have to make a source, which means, so what are the values that I want to show? You have to like set that, obviously. Okay. Okay. In this case, what I usually do is I just make a sheet separately so that I can put the source of that table of the whole column separately. So, for example, this is the reason why I made the list of channels separately on another sheet. Mainly because what I want to do, for example, if I am actually submitting a professional set of reports on Excel, for example, and I don't want to have a sheet that says something like that. I want to hide it. So for from the viewers, all they see is this session 5, session 6, session 7, something like that, but they don't actually see the source that doesn't really have to be shown anywhere else. Okay. Now let's just show that again. So I'm here. Okay, so all we have to do is what I recommend you is I go to another sheet, make a separate source, main channel source, Well, let's just say in this case, I want to put, many other sources. So there's YouTube, there's Instagram, there's Facebook. I don't know. Um, I really, I'm really not sure too much. Well, there's Korean version, World, MySpace. Um, say, shit, I really don't know too many social media. Um, Zalo, yep, Zalo. So, okay, let's just say we have all these sources of the channels that we want to put in. So we make that first. Now we go here, and I want to now I want to say we just did the setting source. Okay, we just set the source. Okay, sorry. So in that case, okay, and then now how do we make the drop down? So you scroll down and you highlight the parts that where you want to make your drop down list. You go here, then go to data again, and then go to data, and then you go to the same one. Okay, and this time go to the first tab. And here you are going to see many of the restrictions you can apply, many of the validations you can apply to the cells. TikTok. Okay, TikTok. Okay, great. Thank you. Yep. Right. So, oh, sorry, let's go back. Okay. I really hate the fact that this is like all lagging. Anyways, let's just go back one more time. So main channel, scroll it down, go to data, go here, uh, go there, and you can see. I don't know what it says in English, but on the first tab, it's going to say something like setting or configuration or something like that. And then you press that, and then you are going to see many restrictions you can apply. But the one you should apply is a list. One, two, three, four. From the fourth one from the top, you press that, and it's going to ask you, okay, uh, then where are the sources? Well, it says S, so I guess it means sources. So where are your sources? And what you do is you press that upward arrow, press that, and it's going to minimize into a small tray, and then it's going to ask you, so where are those sources? So you go here, scroll it all the way, press enter, and it's going to set the range of the sources, and then you press OK. Now, and let's go here, and then as soon as I click it, I don't know if you can see it on your screen. As soon as I click it, you will see that there is a small arrow, downward arrow, and you can press that, and you can choose whatever you want to choose. Okay. Now, now, that brings us to the next point. Error messages. That is great, Noom. Thank you. Settings, input, message, error alert. Damn, that's really sounds like Excel stuff. Okay. Okay, yeah, settings, input. So we are going to oh, okay. So I guess she was trying to show me what they say. Okay, so I guess errors, input messages, error alert. Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, appreciate that. Anyways, now that brings us to the next point, point C, error messages, error alert. I'm sorry, error alert. So now error alerts. How do we set them? actually quite easy. Once again, I scroll them all of the cells. One more time, go to data, press that, and then you are going to see settings, input messages, and error input, error alert. Then press that. Now there are three kinds of error messages you can give, and you can put stop messages, or you can put warning messages, or you can put information message. But if you want to make sure that the user cannot input any other data, just use the stop messages. If you put others, then it's going to show the error messages, but they are still going to input whatever the message they want to input. So always, I mean, not always, but for most of your purposes, for most of your professional applications, what you will see that you have to use stop. Okay. And then for the title, we can put input error, okay, like that, and then please input from the dropdown. Okay. Now we do that, and then let's see what happens. I put 8, and then it says please input from the drop-down list, and there's input error. Mm-hmm. Quite easy, right? So that's it for today. And well, if you see the data, and if you see the data in validation, and maybe you're wondering, okay, there are so many other restrictions we can apply. How do we use them? Uh, well, okay, thank you. Yeah. Well, there are so many applications of the Excel itself, and what I'm trying to do is I'm only trying to give you the ones that are immediately applicable to your work. Yeah. So, but if you are interested in using this data validation in any other ways, and okay, GJ, maybe can we use dates? Can we use time? Can we use length of the text? Can we use the number or the decimal places? And can we use the customized data validation? All that, they are all available, but I don't think they are immediately applicable to our professional setting at the moment. So um, we are not going to cover them on our official time, but if you do bring it to our private sessions, I will be more than happy to answer them for you. That is it. Any questions? Now I know it's going to lag, so I'm just gonna wait like 15 seconds. So, are we good, guys? Can I let you guys go now? Okay. All right, guys. Rest well, and I'll see you guys on Monday. And and it's too unfortunate. It's such a pity that nobody else is joining us from laughs. Only you get to see my face every single day except on Sundays. So okay, guys, thank you, and I